If you or a loved one have had a serious spinal cord injury that was somebody else's fault, uh, and if you've decided you need to talk to a lawyer, there's some things you need to consider. First, I think you need to look for a lawyer who sees the person with the injury not just as a cripple stuck in a wheelchair, but as a human being with hopes and dreams and emotions and feelings and abilities that remain, who has aspirations to have as good a life as they can have. We have been so inspired by some of our clients and their courageous reaction to spinal cord injuries. We had a young lady who was a college student who became a paraplegic. She went back to school the following year in a wheelchair, graduated, became a teacher, finished her master's degree, went on a church mission trip in Central America in a wheelchair in a remote village. And she was such an inspiration. We had another client who was a middle-aged man who actually had a PhD, and he, even though he was a total quadriplegic, was so determined to get back into a productive life and to get back into teaching college courses and writing books, and wanted to have the technology and support that he needed in order to be productive and live as full a life as he could. Now, secondly, you need a lawyer who understands and has worked with the medicine enough to be able to communicate to a jury and to a court and to an insurance company, for that matter, in a graphic and understandable manner, such things as autonomic dysreflexia, bowel and bladder programs, urinary tract infections, pressure sores, and of course the depression that inevitably accompanies this kind of injury. You need to be able to get those points across effectively. You want a lawyer who has worked with all the different types of experts enough, the doctors, the rehab specialists, and then life care planners, economists, et cetera, to be able to communicate not just that this is bad, but what kind of money it takes to take care of the person's need and to empower the person to go on and live as full a life as they possibly can. And finally, you want a lawyer who has both trial skills and experience to be able to confidently and clearly try a case and not be afraid of doing that, as some people are. You also want somebody who has a lot of experience with the other ways of resolving these cases in order to get the money into a life care plan to take care of the person's needs and be creative about ways to do that, and who will give you wise counsel based on long experience about what decisions you should make, and will not just give you a bunch of empty promises in order to sign you up as a client.